Hey, this is Rita.
And this is Susan's, and you're listening to Reality.
Welcome back, welcome back. A long awaited episode, guys. Life has been
Ish.
lifing. Life has been doing a lot of things. Work is
Could not be
working.
said better. Could not be said better,
Work is
honestly.
working. Life is lifing. But we are back. We have the episodes. This is episode 11 and 12 of Real Houses of Durban. So, one of my dog mom friend Kiboni, she was like, "Are you guys gonna release the episode or not?" She's like, "Are you guys gonna record?" I was like, "Well, damn, sis." I was like, "Shit, people are
Everybody, we are so
waiting."
sorry. It's so small. We're here.
Kiboni,
We're here.
excuse
Yeah.
Kel. Here's the
Yeah.
episode.
We
Here
hear you
is the
guys. We
episode.
hear you guys.
But thanks for being patient with us. But Susan, what are you sipping on before we start?
Yes, yeah. I'm sipping on the Gravia London
Mm.
Dry Gin and Tonic.
Like, is it the
The
premix?
young glass. Yeah, premix. I think
Oh,
I'm all about the premix life. I'm not a beer person. Ciders, yeah, I'll have a Savannah, I guess. But
true.
I'm about the premixes. Yeah.
That's actually
What
very
are you
true.
having,
You're
bro?
actually like a hard liquor person. Like, I've never seen you actually drink like a beer or a cider like properly.
I don't like beers. Hey, man, it makes me feel bloated.
No,
Already,
it
I'm
really
skinny now.
does.
I must feel like I have a belly, and I feel
No,
very
it really
exposed.
does. Now, I'm just sipping on some water. I've had a hectic weekend. I'm just trying to get back to being healthy and eating right. It was a long weekend. Also, I'm just tired. If you cannot hear that, if you can hear it in my voice, guys, it
Yeah.
was my grandmother's 90th birthday, so like it was just a party. We had
H.
a
Love
great
it.
time.
Onwards and upwards. Onwards and
We honestly,
upwards.
bruh.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
So
sure it was
very
great.
grateful. Yeah, very grateful for the life that she's lived, man. Very, very grateful. So
Um,
it was a party and a half. So if you can hear in my voice, guys, it was
H.
lit. Just know it was lit.
I hear it. I, I hear. At
Just
first, I thought it
know
was
it
like
was
what? I'm
lit.
like, maybe it was a long time. But like, still to this day,
No.
guys, we're recording on a Wednesday. To this day, yes, still, yay! I know it was lit. It was
No, it
lit.
was lit.
Walters on.
I was tired. Like
Walters.
it was a long week. So because I was there for a whole week, so I was like, yeah, I'm tired,
Mm,
and
the
I missed my
planning.
house. Yo, planning. Yeah, guys. Yo, having guys hosting a celebration as Black people is not easy. Like, yo,
It's not.
it's not easy. But anyway, yes, I'm just sipping on water, trying to get back to being healthy. But
Love it.
today we're talking about Real Houses of Durban, episodes 11 and 12, the last two
Yes.
episodes of the season. Any thoughts before we actually get into the review?
Um, no, I don't know. It was expected, you know. I don't think there was anything that like surprised us. Like they usually the penultimates and finales of like Africa Bravo is what I'm calling
Yeah,
it. Usually
yeah.
they are quite spicy. Anyway, so as expected, I'm glad they gave us what was given. But yeah, maybe as we go, we discuss it better, like you know, and you
True.
and I go over our notes because it's been a while as well. It's been like 2 weeks since I watched it. So maybe when you
Yeah.
and I discuss it, I'll be like, oh, okay, I like this, I didn't like this. But for now,
Mhm.
it gave what was given, but not in like a amazing way. Like there were
True.
crumbs, not too many.
True. No, I
What are
think
your
for
thoughts?
me, like, I'm
Yeah.
happy they went to Namibia. I think Namibia is a beautiful place. I've been to
Yes.
Swakopmund before. It's a
Actually, good
stunning,
point.
stunning town.
Very good.
Only thing that
Yeah.
threw me off a little bit about Swakopmund, I was just like, just the Germans need to leave. Like, you're not, why are you still there? Why are the Germans still
And
there?
you can see it. You can see it in the
The
architecture. You can
architecture,
see it in the because I was
exactly.
like, oh shit. Yeah. Yeah.
I was
But
just
it
like
looks
the
beautiful
street
regardless.
names and everything. It's a beautiful town, trust me. But I was just like, can y'all leave? But I
The
mean, I'm
street
happy they
names.
actually,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm happy they went somewhere that it didn't have to like. I think what we also need to realize, as for a South African franchise, they don't necessarily have to go to Dubai or whatever else. Guys, we have
Yes.
great
We don't have the money,
places.
guys. Our cost
Not,
economy.
but even that, I was like, there's so many places that are great. Like next season, they can go to Mozambique. Like we don't have to go far for it to be like impressive. Like
Mm.
we have great spaces and places, and tourist destinations that are
Yes.
so close to South Africa. They can travel the continent
At
first
this
before they decide to go to Dubai. Do you know what I mean?
I fucking love that, Reza. I love that you said that. Like, and also like it shows that like this is why you and I are friends. Like, because there's a scene that like and we'll discuss it, but
Yeah.
there's a scene that like something Maria said that like, oh, it made me cringe so much. And like it actually made me think, I don't think I would fuck with you, you know? But yeah, we'll discuss
Mm.
it. I'm glad you said that. I'm so glad you
Yeah.
said that.
So yeah, but I mean, I'm happy they
Mm.
went to Namibia. I thought that both episodes are
Yeah.
very interesting. I think it's. I didn't like how the season ended. But we'll discuss that when we
Oh,
get there. Like the last scene, I was like, "Is this how it's gonna?" Like it just went. It's just like it just ended,
oh
and that
yeah,
was
just
it. There was
open ended.
no, yeah, there was
Open ended.
no,
I don't like
there's
it.
no
Yeah.
conclusion. Like nobody said a little monologue at the end. Like something that
Yeah.
irritated me.
Yeah.
But anyway, but yeah, we'll
Very
get into
true.
that.
Very
So
true.
yeah, So let's get into the Real House of Durban, season 4, episodes 11 and 12. So we have the second group trip of the season, and this is a group trip that's going to end off the season for us. And the ladies are heading to
Mm-hmm.
Namibia. And first thing I said, no private
Mm-hmm.
jet this time, commercial flights. People are going to, you will fly business class, but there's no private jets. Vivian Reddy did not come through
Ain't
for
no
all of that.
PJs.
So,
We're all
ain't no
going together.
PJ, ain't no PJ. But before we actually get into like the woman traveling there, before
Mhm.
we obviously recorded the episode, I was looking at the women's like Instagram pages, and like you can just see that there's a
Mm.
very clear divide. I mean, we've spoken about the divide in the group, but you see it on social media as well. Like you'll see
Mhm.
on JoJo, she'll obviously only have Nonku and Maria, and I don't know, maybe
And
sometimes Zama in
Maria
her
and
post. Yes.
Zama.
Then maybe
Oh,
you'll see Amy's post, and it'll just have Angel, Slee, and Sarisha together. Like
that's a good
even
point.
online, the divide is very clear.
That's
Even
a very
online.
good point.
So
Yeah, so it's like guys, we're not even faking. Like, yes, okay, fine, we might be dramatic, but like we actually don't really like I will crop Sorisha out, you know? That's
right.
interesting. Mm.
So yeah, the ladies are headed to a small town called Swakopmund, and they obviously get to the hotel, which is very nice, and they settle in. And first scene that we have is Slee and Maria. Having
Mm.
another sit down conversation. And
AKA
Slee said
Chantal.
she right, Chantal,
Mhm.
facts. Slee said it feels like they like the rest of the ladies, I guess, outside of Jojo and Nonku don't exist in Maria's world. But I was like, oh
Mm.
guys, that's her
Mm.
scheme now. Her scheme is it's not Joku anymore, it's Jokuma. They made space for her. So like
Chokuma. Yes. I wrote the same thing down. That's okay, crazy. Crazy. But I literally
Jokuma.
wrote Jokuma as well. And then when Zama comes in, I think I wrote Joku Zama. And I'm like, okay, too much.
It's too much.
Too much.
Yeah,
Too
that's why I feel
many.
like
Too
Zama's
many
out of
seasons.
place. I'm like, there's no space for her in that group. Because even when you try to put it together, it doesn't have that thing.
I don't think she's coming back. Do you think she's coming back next season? I don't
I
know if
don't
she
think so.
will.
And I really don't think she should. It's okay. We Gucci.
Gucci, yeah, we are Gucci.
We
You're right.
Gucci.
I
We
think we can continue
Gucci.
without Zama. Everyone else, but without
Can
Zama, you
stay.
know?
Yeah, everyone else can stay, but Zama can go. Facts.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, so this is what I spoke about earlier on, Faves, when I said that like there's this one line that like Maria said that like I heard it once, I watched the episode twice, and every single when I heard it both times, I was like, why? And she's like, this is my first time in Namibia. I'm like, oh, so you'd go to Portugal, you'd go to Hong Kong, you'd go to fucking Beirut, you'd go to Estonia, but you won't go to places like 2 hours away when you have so much money.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And like it's a
true.
beautiful place as well, you know, and like
Stunning.
unfortunately, I haven't been to Namibia yet. I would love to go, but like it's a stunning place. I
Yeah.
mean, yes,
And I think
colonization is strong, but come on,
true.
like it's insulting. It's actually
And
insulting
I
that like
think the show
you haven't explored
actually
the continent.
and I think the show actually showcased Namibia very well. Like it made me want to go. I mean, the time that I went was for work and it was in winter,
Beautifully.
so that sucked. But I'd love to go
Mm,
in summer and
mm.
experience it like a tourist. The show made it look
Okay,
amazing.
well, let's manifest this. Let's manifest it, babes. You know, let's save up next
Listen,
year,
listen. So
2025 in Namibia.
basically, so basically, Maria in this conversation is just saying that she's not going to carry the feelings that she had for Joku for another year, and essentially she will always choose Joku over everyone else. And I guess for me, it's still very confusing, but to each their own because of how they treated her last season. But I guess maybe she
You
really
know, but
wants
it's
to fit
problematic
in.
regardless.
Very
Yeah,
problematic, but clearly she wants to
it's
fit
problematic
in.
and it's insecure.
Yeah.
Giving insecure. Mm. Like the same
So
people who were bullying you, and now you're like running towards them. The same who were giving you problems last year, and you were so distraught, and you even took out your fucking fillers for them, and now
girl,
you're running back to that's it's giving Stockholm syndrome, baby.
it
Let
really is
go,
Stockholm.
let
I was
go.
literally about to say that. I was like, definitely Stockholm syndrome. But you know what? To each their own. Like, homegirl is. So yeah. So what we know is that her loyalties lie with Joku, and we see it, and we've seen it in every scene when they have arguments with the other side with the other girls, how they all defend each other. So
Mm.
we know that she's speaking facts. And then
Mm.
we see Joku exploring the German market, and they just talk about what happened at Slee's event. And Jojo says she doesn't like how Nonku was disrespected. And I was like, okay, really was Nonku disrespected, but whatever. And Nonku feels like Angel attacks her, but was attacks her. But when Angel was speaking to Maria, she was calm. And I think the only reason maybe why Angel it was like that, I think Angel's
Yeah.
probably feeding off of the energy that she's also getting. So I think maybe with Nonku, she feels like she's getting a more aggressive energy. And I'm not saying that Nonku is aggressive. I'm just saying. And maybe with Maria,
Mm,
she feels like she gets a calmer energy. So she's just like she's just I guess um I don't know, returning what she's receiving. I don't know.
mm. I don't know. I don't know. Ugh, Nonku, I think what I don't like about Nonku is that she tries to portray it like I'm a changed person and I'm gonna use
No,
like dialogue to make it seem like I'm changed. Like, oh, I'm gonna use fancy
facts.
terms like projecting. And like one thing I dislike is when someone like just learned gaslighting today and now they're using it
You're
in the wrong context. I'm
in
like,
the
no,
wrong
but you're
true.
not. But then it's like, if I explain it, now it's gonna seem like I am gaslighting you. So like I'm fucked either way. And like, okay, my nigga, yes, you are. I'm gaslighting. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm projecting. You're right. You know, and it's like, but you're not even using it correctly. But it's okay like Freud will teach you one day kind of thing. But I don't like that she does that, you know. And it's just like she doesn't want to talk to you. She doesn't want to discuss talk to Slee, or she doesn't want to be friends with him. But she'll use terms like, oh, whatever, they are being toxic. They're being. And it's like, but where's the evidence that you are the one actually being toxic? You know,
True.
which is actually very dangerous because now it's like you know what's kind of in, and you know what kind of words are being in. Like, oh, stay away from toxicity, or compartmentalize. But then use it in the wrong way just to get your
True.
own favor, which is very fucked up. Like what I'm thinking about
But
it.
I mean,
I don't know if that's why
yeah.
she's doing it.
Mm,
Yeah, it's just like, babes,
I
you are
think
not healed. You are not
also
prepared to be
she
safe.
just has zero accountability. Like even
You know,
if she had learned those words or whatever, or she like just also being accountable for the role
nothing
that
has
she
changed.
plays in situations. Exactly. So it's kind of like,
Like
girl, what are we
she's
doing?
still dating men who are in like messy situationships. She's still dating men who are not available for. Like, it's like you are the same Nonko from season one who was an alcoholic. Did nothing has changed, babes. She didn't got drunk later
Well,
on
later
anyway.
on in
But
the episode, we just found out that homegirl wants to now get sloshed, like she said, she wants to get sloshed and pissed
as if she wasn't
because it's
lost
a holiday.
before. Please,
Facts.
please,
And yeah,
please.
we'll get there. I have so many thoughts on that. I have so many thoughts on that.
Love it.
So after that, Amy arrives. She arrives after everybody else, and she goes out with Angel for a chat.
Mm,
And Angel feels like being in this group is very draining,
mm,
and she does acknowledge that she came in obviously very hot, and she did. And
mhm.
I liked she did really come in hot, but I think she's toned it back a little bit, obviously. But I think
Yes,
she toned it back, but I still enjoy her on the show. Like she hasn't toned it back to the point where we don't know that she's there. Like she's definitely
she's
thinking
bored. Yeah,
before
she's
she
kind of
speaks.
worn out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
I understand what you're saying. I think being a housewife, any franchise across the world,
Mhm,
is not it's not
mhm,
an easy occupation. It's not an easy job, guys. This thing is not for the
mm-mm.
weak.
I think reality TV itself is not an
Itself,
easy
true.
thing to do. You know. Now,
Mm,
when you add an element of like, oh, but like we're gonna be friends, but we're not really friends. But like, okay, actually, I became friends with this one because of the show, but now we're beefing because of the show. It's
yes.
such a mind fuck, actually, because like producers, guys, one thing you do not, oh, one thing I think a lot of people do not understand, the producers' interference in these shows is like quite heavy. You know,
True.
like maybe the reason why Cynthia and Nini aren't friends anymore is because of a producer. Like, who knows? You know. So I think
True.
it's such a mind fuck in terms of like what is reality and what is authentic, you know? Even when you're meeting someone like a Kenya, maybe when you're meeting her off camera, she's nice to you, but now on camera, now she's more confrontational. It's like, whoa, who are you? So it
Right.
is such a mind fuck, but at the same time, like I guess there is a reward factor in the sense of like if you are someone who is a cloud chaser, there's a nice
Mm,
fame in it, or it's great for your businesses. Like I know Slee's doing well with her businesses now because of that, you know. So it's hey man, reward and risk. Nothing comes easy, you know. But
no
I'm
facts.
not gonna lie, if you had the opportunity to do something housewife adjacent, would you?
Honestly, don't know. I think I'm leaning towards no.
Yeah.
Only because I mean I
Okay.
think one thing I've realized even just with Ultimatum coming out, like the criticism that
Mhm.
you're gonna have to deal with, like I don't think personally I'm strong
Mm.
enough to be able to deal with that level of criticism
Mm.
from people that don't even know me. You obviously take it to heart sometimes. Like you have to learn how to block it out. I
Yeah.
understand, but like it's natural. You're only
Yeah.
human, so I don't think I'd be able to
Yeah.
live with that kind of criticism because
Yeah.
naturally everybody on any show wants to be liked. We all want to be liked. Let's not act like we don't.
It's a human
Everybody
instinct. It's a natural human instinct.
exactly. And now when
Yeah.
you portray yourself in a certain way and you look back and you're like, oh shit, people don't like me. Like,
Mm.
hey. you
Mm,
know.
mm,
So like I think dealing
mm.
with I think with social media, then you have people going on tangents there on TikTok, writing op-eds about you. I don't want to be involved in those things. I'm like, no, thank you.
Not the op-eds, not the TikTok op-eds.
Listen, like, no, because it gets serious,
3.4.5.
ma'am,
It does. I remember,
ma'am.
and you're so right, because I remember, like, the last time I was, like, active to interrupt you, friend, but the last time interrupt you, I
Mm-hmm.
mean. Last time I was, like, active on TikTok, I remember there was, like, a expose on, like, Kathy Hilton and, like, oh, I'm gonna watch this, but then I just stopped like being active on TikTok. But like you're right, like people are gonna start doing op-eds on you now because it's like just the accessibility towards your life is so much more
Yes.
easier. You know what I'm saying? Like, but in my case, I would like to be on a like reality TV show just to see the experience. But I think there is also space for like the behind the scenes. I think I'd be more suited for a behind the scenes because I see it from a more macro level. I think
I
I'd be more,
think,
yeah,
but I've told you
I'd
this
serve
before.
purpose more behind the scenes.
I
Mhm.
told you that I've told you this before. I think you would do really well on the circle. Like I think you do really well on the circle South Africa if
Mm.
it ever came here. Apparently somebody's been trying to get a chair, so I hope they can get it.
Oh,
I think you do really
okay,
well.
okay,
And I feel like
okay.
if Big Brother South Africa was like Big Brother Canada or America, I think you'd do well on a
Yes.
show like that as well.
I would love you. Listen. Like, I want to manifest getting a Canadian visa so I can one day
No,
be on
not you go
Big Brother
to go
Canada
be
or
on
whatever, the 20 or
BB
something.
Can. You want to be on BB Can? I'm dead.
Yes. That's all I want. That's all
Um,
I want. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I
right.
see what you're saying.
But anyway, Amy says that she's also getting annoyed by Nonku, and I can honestly understand why. I think Nonku has shifted throughout the season, and even watching it, I had to rewatch episode 12, and I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I've watched parts of the reunion, but I don't. But we'll talk about the
Mm,
reunion once we get there. But I was like, actually, there was a
mm,
shift in Nonku. But anyway,
mm,
um, and then
mm,
also we have the comparison between the hijacking gate versus dick riding gate. And like Amy's like, there's a very clear
mm.
it's not a comparison. It's not a comparison between the two. It's very different
Mm.
situations. But I
It's
hope we
just two
can just
different like scandals. Yeah, I see what you're saying
yes.
though.
Let's put this
Um,
dick riding thing to bed now because none of it makes sense to me. I don't even know I don't even know why they brought it up and what
can
they were
we get
trying to
evidence? Yeah,
prove.
can we get evidence, please? Like, and like that's why Amy mentioned it because like listen, when you're acting as if like you're all holier than thou, but please let's not act as I get why Amy brought it up. I don't think she would have brought it up if Maria was chilled, but it's not as spicy as like where's the video? Like, can we watch it ourselves so we can decide is it dick riding or not? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because it's just hearsay. It's just hearsay, and that's the annoying part.
And I guess also for me, it's like when we first heard about it, what were they trying to prove, or I don't know, insinuate? Like, what were they trying to do by bringing that up?
So remember when Amy brought it up, she was saying to Maria like, what was the Maria was like she was chiming in on the conversation of Amy. Amy was like, oh yeah, Amy was talking to Zama saying Zama like whatever. She was just fighting with Zama, and then that's when Maria and then Zama was like, Amy was like, we're not keep quiet because don't forget that you are busy riding other people's dicks when you're married.
No,
Something along
actually,
those lines.
yeah,
Yes.
actually, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I still don't get it. But anyway, it was like, such a fucking ridiculous situation altogether.
So,
Like
and
none of it
it's so
made
funny because
sense.
I'm just thinking of like what one of my colleagues, like a straight guy, he's just like, so he has a girlfriend and she watches Housewives. And he's like, like sometimes I try to watch it and he's like, I'll maybe get into it. But he's like, but when I get too deep, I'm like, what am I watching? I
Yeah, what?
don't
No,
even
but
get it.
genuinely,
Like it's not that I'm mentioning the fights. It's like, what? It
genuinely,
sounds
what the
so
fuck? It sounds
and we love
ridiculous,
it and we look for it.
and we live for it. So the next scene, we just had a really cute scene. The ladies were going eco riding, as they call them. I really want to try these
Yes.
things. I really want to try them because I don't know. I need to really
Eco
just
riding
do
is
it.
so riding. I actually wrote here too. I said, looks like so much fun. Want to give this a try. Is it eco gliding or
Then
eco riding?
I have no idea. I don't actually know what this thing is called. To be honest, I don't know
Let's check
this
on
thing.
Google quickly.
But I know they do it at Moses Mabhida Stadium, and I don't know where else they do it. I'm sure somewhere in Joburg does it. Because I was like, this thing looks
It's
like,
not in Joburg. Yeah, we could do this.
and I know. I mean, the way that Nonku fell, I was like, me, I'd probably be that person that also is gonna fall. Knowing me, I'm also gonna fall.
Okay, so it looks like eco gliding in Swakopmund is very popular. Unless they just call it that. They've coined it that. But like as soon as I Google eco gliding, first thing is Swakopmund. No, it's don't like. I'm sorry, I forgot. Computers have microphones. It's because we're talking about Namibia, so they just put two and two together.
Put two
It's just
together,
crazy.
listening to us fucking snakes.
You know what I'm saying?
Um, and then the next scene we have is Slee and
So lots
Sarisha,
of
and they're
money,
going
money.
facts. We have Slee and Sarisha going out for coffee, and Slee
Mm,
tells Sarisha about the sit down that she had with Maria. And basically, I guess now there seems to be an issue with Neil and Sarisha, which I'm
mm.
still trying to like put together because I'm like, does Sarisha not like Neil, or is it the other
Okay.
way around? Because then, yeah,
Yes.
I said Neil asked for Sarisha's phone number,
Yeah.
and Neil has been coming for Sarisha online apparently.
Yeah. I think what happened was this thing of like Neil wanted to be Sarisha's friend. Sarisha obviously like she knows people who are cloud chasers or whatever. I think she could realize she could see that like maybe Neil is a cloud chaser and she kind of distanced herself. And then because now Neil is feeling slighted, now he's giving shade and throwing shade. But then at the end of the day,
True,
he still wants to be Sarisha's friend. He's like, hey, can I please just chat with you? You know, kind of thing. It's
true.
weird. It's weird. Also, Neil gives me kind of just by no, let me say no, that's offensive. He just gives me energy of like he's hot and cold. He gives me hot and cold energy, you know?
True.
So I'm not surprised that like one day saying this and the next day he's DMing her saying your makeup is ugly. Then the next day saying, but no, it makes sense. Also, it makes sense why Maria would be friends with someone like that because she's that insecure that she's friends with that someone that messy. I'm not gonna lie to
Facts.
you. Like the moment I saw Neil, I'm like, I don't know if I want to be friends with that guy. Like, why is he so aggressive? His energy comes off as very intense. Did you get that?
Very intense. Yeah, no, very.
Yeah,
Like
from the
he's just
beginning.
me,
From the beginning.
very mean spirited. Very
Hmm.
mean spirited. Because I even
Yeah.
wrote you in my notes, I was like, because it looks like Sarisha and Neil knew each other from years ago. Then Sarisha, I
Mm,
guess she moved on or whatever, they lost contact.
mm,
And then it
mm,
looks like he felt abandoned.
mm,
So I
mm.
was like, but now, oh, guys, people just lose touch sometimes. Like, well, what was Sarisha supposed to do? Like, I mean, maybe it just wasn't, you guys weren't meant to be that close.
She's a fucking billionaire, guys. I'm sorry if she doesn't have time for you. Like, hey, man, people who are rich don't have a lot of time. Like, you know, keep it moving.
But then also, Slee
Sounds
says that
cool,
she
but
feels like
yeah,
right? Slee said she feels like Maria wants to be Sarisha, and I guess because I think I'm
yeah,
also trying to figure out
yeah.
what the crux, what the issue is. Why does Maria dislike Sarisha so
Maria just
much?
wants to be Sarisha. Sarisha is richer. I mean, maybe she might not be pretty or whatever. Pretty is according to whatever westernized aesthetics. But like Sarisha is richer. She seems like, or it's portrayed as if she has a more stable family unit. You know, she seems happier. She is happier. Not that she is happier. She's a lot more calmer. She's a lot more content with herself. You know, yeah.
Yeah,
I
no,
think I
true,
think
no,
so
true.
Maria sees that and like she envies it and now it comes out in an ugly way. I could see from the beginning actually. And even wrote here in my notes, I'm like, I saw that like so Maria was brought in as a antagonist towards Sorisha. Like someone who was supposed to like, light a spark up Sorisha. And I'm glad that it happened because I'm not gonna lie, this season is the best Sorisha we've seen on Housewives
No,
so
true.
far. You know, like
X.
she's composed, she's giving looks, she is reading people when they need to be read, and she's doing it with style, and it's perfectly done. It is perfectly done. It's almost too good, but I'm still loving it,
No,
And
true.
like, I think when they brought her in, Maria was like, "Oh, I'm gonna show Sarisha who, like, what's good," and now she's realizing, "Oh crap, this thing is hard." Like now I'm being bullied about my lips. Now I'm like, all my insecurities that I had are now coming out full force.
X.
And hey, man, therapy
X.
helps, guys.
Facts. No, facts. Facts. And I think one
Yeah.
thing with this coffee with Slee and Sarisha, one thing I loved about this moment um
Mm.
was when Slee got emotional. Saying that she feels like
Mm.
no one has defended her in her life, and that she's really just dealing with a lot
Mm.
and carrying a lot. And she's like, the group keeps coming
Mm.
for her finances, and everyone obviously grew up very
Mm.
differently. And she's like, with Nonku
Yes.
coming from a two-parent household and Sleep not coming from a two-parent household, she's like, I'm still sitting
Mm.
at the same table as you, you know? I'm still able to
Mm.
sit here
Mm.
even though I don't come from
Mm.
much. And I think
Mm.
as a in Housewives, we never really get to discuss finances and how not everybody is of the
Yes.
same tax bracket.
Because of the perceptions that we're all rich. We all made
Exactly.
it and it was all,
And
yes,
I
yeah,
think you
yeah.
feel it more with Durban because yeah, it's very clear who has money and not necessarily who I guess we just know who's
Mm.
on the highest tax brackets. We know it's people like
I love
Jojo and
that.
Sarisha. So I really like this moment because I was like,
Yeah.
they keep coming for her finances, but like she's doing it for herself. She's working her
I
way
love
up.
that. I've actually
So
never thought about that in that way. I've never thought in that way, right? And like I think that is a nice special moment because I think it humanizes it. Like we live in a
Yeah.
country where like the rich, like the discrepancy is so huge. It's so easy to see, kind of thing. So it does humanize it, like, and I think maybe that this is why Slee could be someone who could stay in this show for a very long time, because
Mm,
it's human, like we can all relate to that. We've all been there. We're like, shit, how am I gonna make this month? How am I gonna, like it was very human, and even the whole thing of being the elder sibling and having to carry everything and like
yes. Yeah.
feeling like, oh, like, it felt very, very human. And I honestly hope that like she's getting a lot of support from fans. I hope she
Yes.
is. Like, if she's listening to this, like, we are fans. I'm a big fan of Slee. Like, I love how she comes for Nonku in a very composed way. And she also presents like as if she's like, oh, I'm just check. How could you do that? And like, babes, we know what you're doing. You're being shady.
True.
You're being
Facts.
shady.
Facts.
But I'm a big fan, and like, yeah, like more power to you, Slee. Like, I love your story. I love your story.
So
Like,
true.
and also, like, also at the end, how like, her and the dad are like getting back there, getting closer. I found it so sweet, and I
Yeah.
hope like as
True.
you watch the reunion, like it continues. I really love that. That was nice to see
Yeah.
as well.
It
Yeah,
was a nice, really a nice
yeah.
moment, and I think it was just like time that we spoke about finances in the group and how it's different for everybody. And I think, especially in a South African
Mm-hmm.
context, we need to have those conversations because, yeah, like shit is, hey
Relevance.
man, the economy is bad. The economy is ghetto.
Ramaphosa's economy is hey, it's
Yes, yes. I hope you guys,
hard.
people that are listening, I hope you've registered to vote. I hope you're going to vote. That's what I'm saying. That's my 2 cents. Go vote.
Well, girl, I'm going to vote, but hey, that's a discussion for a whole other podcast.
Yeah, no, because it's like, who
I'm
the
going to
fuck
vote
do
like
we vote for?
where it's going. I don't know where X is going.
Bruh,
That's it. I don't know.
get it out here.
So we'll see. We'll see.
So Joku, Ma, and Zama go to the spa. There really wasn't like much to discuss here. I feel like they just spoke about how at sleazy events they knew that the other ladies were gonna come for them, which was natural because they hadn't seen each other since Drakensberg as a group. So not like they were gonna.
Mm,
We knew things were gonna be tense as a group. We just knew things were gonna be tense.
mm,
And Zama said said
mm.
she didn't attend Slea's event because her cousin was getting married, so that's why she wasn't there. Truly and honestly, she wasn't missed, so it really wasn't that serious. But whatever.
Ah,
Um,
ah, ah,
no, but what she
hey.
missed,
Eh, She
what
wasn't. She
she
wasn't.
missed,
She wasn't. Because like I was in the beginning. Remember in the beginning, I was like, "Oh, I'm glad we have a villain," but like she's not doing a good job. She's Zama, babes. You're doing a horrible job. Horrible. Like, and
horrible.
trust me, love villains. We need villains in reality TV, especially in Real House. You need a villain. It's necessary. But you're doing such a bad job at it, baby. Such a bad job. Hold yourself. Own it, Lisa. Own it.
Own
That's
it.
that's my own. That's it.
Exactly.
She doesn't own anything, and that it's very frustrating to watch. Very frustrating.
So then the next scene, we have the ladies going out for drinks and they're on like a deck. And yeah, I mean,
Mm.
yeah, then Sarisha has games planned for the ladies. It's like a pirate themed game. And then like while they were preparing for the game, I just see Nonku taking a shot. Did Nonku take I literally wrote in my notes, did Nonku take a shot? Did we see that?
Am I tripping?
Like I really had to look twice. I was like, yeah,
Mm.
because like I
Mm.
definitely saw her take a shot.
100%.
But before we get there, they play the walk the plank game, and I think while that was happening in the game, I was like, just Zama just looks so out of place with Joe Kumar. Like she just doesn't fit in with that threesome.
Mm.
There is
Mm.
no space for her there.
Where does she fit in? That's the problem. Where does
No
she
way.
fit?
I honestly don't think she fits in anywhere. I mean, there was a clear divide in the group. I think
Mm.
I don't know. I don't think she fits anywhere. I just don't. I don't think she fits in. I really don't.
And you said like we don't need it. I'm like, yeah, we actually don't. We can
We
continue with
really
everyone
don't,
else.
guys.
And I also feel like it'll give space for now. People don't have to feel like, oh, someone must be friends with someone. Like it'll give space for like other people to like, because what I also noticed like about Jojo and them, they want to. Well, I guess we'll discuss in episode 12. They want to be friends with the other people outside of their little enclave. And I think once
Yeah,
Zama's gone, it might give more space for that. Okay, fine. Nonku and Jojo feel like they need to be tied together, and I don't get why,
yo, it
but.
makes me sick.
Yeah, it does. It's very boring. It's very boring. Like, why are you being loyal until you die? Why? Doesn't make sense.
Especially
Like if
a
let's say if you're in the
show,
wrong, I'm gonna call you
but
out. If I'm in the wrong, call me out. That's
exactly,
how it
especially in
works.
a show that literally is about group dynamics.
And accountability. You know what I'm saying? And accountability. And yeah,
Yo, I
it's very boring to see. It's like it's giving high school, please.
So before they start this walk the plank game, Nonku's like, guys, I made a decision. I'm getting sloshed and pissed tonight because I'm on holiday. And I like what she said in her interview. She's like, basically, she's like, Nonku's always been on the bottle. She's just saying it to everyone now, so she can do it in front of everyone.
Yeah,
I agree.
that's it.
I think Nonku maybe in the beginning of the season wasn't drinking, but I think later on in the season, I think
Mm,
Homegirl started drinking, honestly and
yeah.
genuinely.
I agree as well. I agree. I think maybe there is like if you as a person, if you watch the season, keeping in mind that like eventually Nonku was drinking somewhere here, you can probably see the switch because at the
Yes,
beginning she was calm, she was like she
yes,
was doing like she had done the work. Then out
mm,
of nowhere, it's like how we are back to A to B Nonku.
literally. And that's the thing I think about like big declarations sometimes. Like I try not to make too many big
Yes,
declarations like, guys, I'm gonna stop
yes,
drinking. One thing you need to know about me, guys,
yes.
I love a drink, okay? I love a drink.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
keep those things to
But
myself
you're taking
because
a break.
yes, I'm
Yeah.
taking a break. I'm not it's not a big declaration like I'm now gonna stop drinking. That will never happen. But like
Mhm,
also I think
mhm,
with big
mhm.
declarations sometimes you're also trying to it doesn't give you room to make a mistake because then
Thank
when you
you.
do make when you do maybe fuck up and have a drink because you really felt like it or the vibes were vibing,
Mhm,
you shame
mhm.
yourself for it.
Exactly. Now you're being harder on yourself, and then
Hard
you just
yourself
go then you go
exactly.
even harder on the whatever you were trying to stop or slow
Stop.
down on.
You know what I
But
mean?
no,
Because now you're
very good.
embarrassed. Or you drink.
Very
You
good
don't
point.
drink in front of other people, but when you get home, you can
You go
take two,
hard.
three bottles. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying,
What's
right? So
wine?
now it becomes a
What's
street
in
secret.
progress?
So I'm just like, the
Yeah.
big declarations are tough because you're not giving yourself room to make a mistake because you are human and you probably will mess up naturally.
Mm,
So anyway, yeah.
mm, mm, mm.
Anyway, they
That's a
play
very
this
good
walk
point.
the plank. Yeah, they play this walk the plank
Yeah.
game. It obviously goes very left very quickly because even Slee says Nonku has joined the fun club. She hasn't been fun lately. And then Amy says Nonku must walk
Mm,
the plank for not being fun with Slee. But honestly, after watching episodes 11 and 12, Slee and Nonku are never going to be friends again. And I think, honestly, it's because of Nonku. I think Nonku broke Slee's trust first. And I think it's just things were never the
mm,
same again. Those two will never be
mm,
friends again,
mm.
guys. Let it burn today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not very, very true, very true. I think it's just because Lee's just like, dude, how often are you gonna be saying, "I want a good man," but then you're dating someone who's married? How often are you gonna be saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's something very annoying about someone who keeps saying, "I want to change," but your habits still look the same. Like, yes,
Same,
habits take a
true.
long time, and like it takes time. It's not easy either. But then don't make a huge thing of like, "I've changed. I'm a changed person." Like
Yeah,
you are changing. You're making steps to change. So like and you're so right, Later. So at least it leaves room for mistakes because we all do make mistakes. So you're also not you're gentle on yourself when those mistakes happen. But it's like,
happen
hey, I
exactly.
faulted. Wait, how do I pick up from here? So yeah, I think Slee's just like I'm over it, man. I'm over it. It's like yes, we've been friends for a while, and like I was a good aunt to your daughter, and like but I'm just over being I just don't have capacity for
Mm.
that anymore. I'm evolving, and you're not growing with me, and it's okay.
Yeah. But anyway, we have the
Mm,
next day. And of course,
mm,
Nonku did not wake up because she said the day before, I'm getting sloshed and pissed. There was no way she was going to wake up for that excursion the next day, guys. And
in
she
no
said she
way.
wasn't feeling well. You were Baba last. Just tell us the truth and shame the devil. Baba last, you had a hangover.
I think she does eventually. Like the next scene she
Yeah, she
does, and
did
she's like,
say,
guys,
yeah, she was
the truth.
hungover. She was hungover. And the ladies look like they're going to a labyrinth. And I think the only thing I didn't really appreciate, I think, with this is that I think the labyrinth, I think, was a very accept. It's an idea that I would personally like and love to go experience,
Mm,
and like
mm,
having
mm.
to maybe connect spiritually and things like this. But Joe Kumar, well, half of Joe Kumar, the other two were like laughing and making jokes about it. I was like, I don't like that kind of
Yeah,
behavior personally. Like,
yeah.
then just
I don't
don't
have energy
come.
either. Like, just
You could have,
go home.
yeah, yeah. It's like then
Go
they were
home.
laughing. It's like, oh my god, are they staring at the sunset now? This is so stupid. And I was like, just don't make any comment. Go sit in the car and keep it to
Yeah.
yourself. Other people were connecting and enjoying the moment. And I was like, it was very
Mm,
for me. It was giving very mean girl behavior, and I'm not into that kind of stuff. I'm like, this is no, I'm not into that.
mm. Well, it's boring, guys. It's honestly boring. Like, please, like, and it's very high school. It's also very immature. Like, I would have
Very.
just been very annoyed. I would have been very annoyed throughout the whole thing. So yeah, just go home. Bravo.
Go home. So it looked like it was great
Mm.
for the other half of the group. Amy, Slee, Sarisha, Angel, they seem to really, really enjoy it. And then the next thing we
Mm-hmm.
have is the ladies going for a camel ride. And then I was like, what was Slee and Angel wearing for that camel ride? Because I was like, do they not get the memo? Like, they came dressed as if they were going to a black tie affair. I was like, ma'am,
They're wearing heels.
bruh, like they were wearing gowns, like outfits. I was like, not like,
Nah,
I
they
was like,
got the
you
wrong memo.
I was like, your friend did you dirty
They
here.
gave
She
you the
didn't.
wrong
Did she
memo.
not give you the memo? I was like, your friend did you dirty here. No way. Friend did you dirty. So
Yeah.
after the camel ride takes them to a nice picnic area. The ladies have sundowners, and obviously Angel and Slee join them once they have changed. And the lady and Sarisha gives the ladies Gucci gifts and paintings of themselves. I think it was paintings of themselves. And I was like, in that moment when that was happening, I was like, oh my god, everyone seems like they're really getting along. Like, seemed like the energy was fine. Obviously, shit hit the fan real quick. I spoke too soon. The vibes were very off because that's when the drama started. Um, I literally wrote in my notes, now the drama starts. That's what I literally wrote. I said, now the drama starts. Yeah,
Here
okay,
we
this
go
is
again.
long. Yeah, I was like, this is long. Let me just take a deep breath because my notes here are long.
Even mine
Okay,
was so long
let's
as fuck.
go. First, we have Jojo starts with Angel and asking Angel,
Mm.
asking, I guess, and Angel asking how she feels, I guess, about Angel or how she feels about Jojo. I guess,
Mm.
just what are the vibes between us? And Angel feels that the situation
Mm.
was very horrible and she doesn't really want to go back there. And I think also, if we're being honest, Angel and Jojo really shouldn't have an issue, but because Nonku or Joku likes to dick ride for each other, one is
Mm.
the Jojo's inheriting beef that has nothing to do with her. She's just
Nothing to do
inheriting
with you.
beef,
And like, even the thing is, now you know that the person is wrong. You still want to defend them. That's wild. That for me is
bruh.
absolutely wild. Like, I'm sorry. Like, if my parents are in the wrong, I'm not defending them. I'll be like, yes, I love them. That was wrong, and like, I'll ask them why they did that. That's out of character. But like, I'm not defending that action. I refuse to
Yes.
defend that action.
Yeah.
Like, it's
So
crazy.
Angel, and it really is crazy. And they've said it on the show. Like
Mm.
Jojo literally said that Nonku does no wrong in her eyes. And I was like, you guys are literally insane for it. Like you guys are not okay in the head. Are not okay in the head,
Mm-hmm.
both of them. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what voodoo they. I don't know what's going on there. What are they feeding each other? But it's
Like, also,
something,
like, what level of immaturity? Like, also, yeah, let me just leave it at that. Leave it at that. What level of immaturity? That's it.
bruh.
Let's leave it at that.
So Angel says she doesn't have any issues with Nonku, but she has an issue with the situation. And then
Mm.
obviously Maria chimes in because the three of them, Jokuma, they have to come in and defend each other. Um,
One thing about Jokuma, they were Jokuma.
and I literally wrote in my notes like, why must they speak for each other? Let Nonku and Angel have a conversation. Why must Jojo
Mm.
and Maria jump in? Nonku must say something. Talk. Defend yourself.
Mm. The fact she was saying nothing was also driving me. Oh gosh, okay. It was driving. It
Exactly,
was, it
because
was really annoying me. It was really
Angel
annoying me.
then said she feels like she
It's no
needs to
fight.
hear from Nonku because Nonku had also said things to Angel. And that's also the other issue, right? Especially with this dynamic, the three of them. Is not acknowledging the fact that,
Mm.
yes, they both said things to each other. They both hit below the
Mm.
belt. But now it seems like the
Mm.
victim in this situation, the only victim in the situation is Nonku. Like, come on.
And for me, I think this whole fight was an example of like Nonku using these, like using terms just to make it seem as if like, he's like, no, I'm trying to absorb. I'm listening because I'm listening. And no, you're just being passive aggressive. That's what you're doing right now. You're being very
Yeah,
passive aggressive.
very. So
Yeah.
basically, Angel says she doesn't remember body shaming Nonku at all, but she's like, if there's a recording, she will own it and I guess
Mm.
apologize.
Mm.
Um, Now they're adding Zama because I guess Zama was at the table while this exchange was happening, and Zama said she doesn't remember anything. I was like, we really can't rely on Zama for anything. I don't know why they brought her in because, like, ma'am, you were there. Now you're supposed to corroborate certain things you
You're just
can't
messy. You're
corroborate.
just messy. When are you just messy? That's it.
But she was meant to corroborate. Like, you meant to be say, yes, she body shamed, or no, she didn't body shame. She couldn't say, she said she doesn't remember. So what were you're no use to us. No use to us at all.
No, you just nothing. You know. Right, as
So
you talking about this, I'm just getting so frustrated with. It's just giving more for a reason. It's like this is why I'm not an Nonku fan. This is why I'm not a thingy as I'm a fan because
yeah,
they just stick to their same craziness. Their same
no, they're insane.
craziness.
No, they're insane. But then Angel, I guess Angel, I think she just realized she's gonna have to apologize. So Angel apologizes to Nonku and said it wasn't her intention to bring her down. And then Nonku obviously also apologizes. So I guess we are moving on. We're moving on
Yes,
from this.
it seemed like we had moved on. However,
We're moving on. How, ma'am, however, the drama continues.
it
Angel
continues.
says she would like to table something. Angel says to Zama, does she have any issues with her? Then I guess Angel says, why would she resort to say such vile things about her family?
Mm.
And it looks like Zama's obviously also spoken about Amy in a very bad light and Amy's family. So it
You
seems to
know,
be a
you know
trend.
what's amazing about your notes right now, my friend, is that I'm sure it just says Amy said, Amy said, Amy said. Oh, what does Zama do? Now she's stuttering. She's stuttering like she's in a Joe song. I can tell you're lying because you are crying. Like she said nothing the
So
whole time. I'm sorry. I don't, I'm like, yo, defend yourself. Just do something. Even if what you say is heinous, just say something right now. Say
something
something.
exactly. So
This
it
is
looks
why
like
she's
there's a
not being approached because
recording.
you're not doing us anything.
Eggs. So it looks like there's a recording.
Mm, mm,
And it's
mm.
Zama speaking about
That's what she
Amy.
had a lot to say. That's what she had a lot to say.
Girl. And in this recording, basically Zama saying, "Did you know that?" I guess Zama and Angel were having a conversation, and it looks like it was happening just after. I guess maybe the that her fake 40th birthday. I guess just after that, I guess
Mm,
the things were still fresh in the group. The dynamic was still fresh. She says, "Do you
mm,
know that Amy faked the hijacking?" And then Amy's ex is a gangster and a
mm,
fraudster. And Amy says
mm,
and then Amy says that she never denied that I guess she was with a gangster and a gangster or whatever else. But
mhm,
I guess what really upset Amy is that she keeps mentioning her children, and there's a situation where her children were involved. But I guess even if there were no kids
mm,
involved, I was hijacked. Stop
that's
trying
it.
to
I think
minimize.
your traumatic situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you're
Stop
trying
trying
to,
to
yeah.
minimize it. Exactly. Stop trying to minimize
Oh,
it. Oh, stop trying to
you're
make it.
trivializing something that I'm like, I'm going through, you're healing through because
Bruh.
of. Like, yeah, man.
And I guess she's not even
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
minimize it. She's literally saying that you lied. You're faking it. Like it's not even true.
Yeah. She said fake news. Fake news.
Bruh.
That's what she said.
So then Zama says that she saw all of these things on social media.
Okay.
And then
But
Amy says that Zama
you put it in a you put it on a bigger platform. You put it on a bigger platform. Like I remember there's been this discussion before on like different housewives. It's like, yeah, but it was really on social media. Like, yeah, but like many people were not privy towards it now. It's on a bigger platform because you said it, you know?
right?
So
And it looks like
yeah.
Zama also said that Amy was using her kids for attention, which is now another low blow now. Now you're just creating guys problems for yourself. And I guess I feel like across the whole Real Housewife franchise universe, one thing people always say, don't come for people's husbands, don't come for people's children. Keep the husbands out of it and keep
Uh-huh.
the kids out of it.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
Zama just created problems for herself. Zama says that she will never apologize, and
Yes.
Amy says, never talk about my
Yeah.
kids again. Why is she not
Like
going to
for me, it's
apologize?
just like what was her game plan as well? You know, like when she did all of this, it's like what was the game plan? Because like even when you're
Mm,
up being a villain, it's like okay, yeah, it's because I want to get to this person because they are they. I'm going for Nini because Nini's a top dog. And if I go for the top dog, then they'll be out we're getting status. You know, something like
yes,
that, or I'm getting more recognition, or I'm getting next season. What was her game plan in being this messy? It just doesn't make sense, and it just seems like she's messy throughout. She's messy with her relationships with men. These are rumors that are going around. You know that was going on in the show. She's messy in jail. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's just, I don't know if she's a good person. Damn, I'm sorry to say that.
true.
Like, I know I'm
Yeah,
from TV show. Is she a good person?
true. Because even Amy said that Amy said to Joe Kumar, she said, Amy said that Zama's friends with them out of convenience and that she's not a real friend. And I even wrote in my notes, like, if we're
Mhm.
keeping it 100, really, Zama doesn't
Doesn't.
even fit in with Joe Kumar. She doesn't fit in there.
She doesn't because the time when they needed her, she was like, "Oh no, I had to go to something. I couldn't be there, guys. I'm sorry." You know, so they're right. She is a friend. Who is a does she have friends?
Bruh. And
Hmm.
then Amy, you
That's a
can
good.
just
That's a
tell
good
is
part.
getting
Yeah.
is getting irritated and throws champagne on Zama. I was not expecting that, but I was living. They said, throw that thing on her. Throw that thing.
I mean, I don't know how it was because I think we've seen enough champagne throwing like scenes. I think now
True.
guys like let's switch it up. Let's find something like more dramatic to do. Like let's stop throwing. I think Durban they rely on the same tactics. Like when I'm angry, I'm going to throw the plates and the thingy, and I'm going to since I'm running towards come guys. Let's think of something more. Think of like how can we be
I
more
think the
messier?
problem, I think the problem is that, like, like when something's irritating, because obviously you're not gonna fight on TV, right? Because it's like, oh shit, like I can
Mm,
get into real, like, because probably Amy wanted to beat
mm.
her ass, but the best thing she could do was throw champagne.
She wants to drag up her eyeballs, but she couldn't.
Man.
Yeah, that's
Um.
a good
So
point. That's a
yeah.
good point.
So
Yeah.
Angel says that she didn't know Zama well, but she knows of her. And Angel says she was sitting with her lawyer at the time, and the lawyer was the one that told her to record the conversation.
Mm.
But Nonku did have a point before the scene ended, before the episode ends, is that we obviously don't know what happened prior to the recording. I guess when she started recording and after she
Yes.
stopped recording.
Context is important. Context
Very important
is very important. But
because
at
we
the end of
don't
the day, though,
know
those words are still
facts. No, very, very true. Fackety, fact. So we are still in Namibia. It's episode 12. And we start off with just with the ladies, I guess, having a boat, a yacht trip. I don't know what we're gonna call it. Oh, sorry. Before we get there, sorry.
uh,
I'm sorry. Amy and
yeah.
Slee, they go to the beach together, and I guess something about the ocean and people that are spiritually
There
inclined.
was there was they were saying to Underground Gang, please give us
Listen, and you always
give
see
us some
people
peace
that are
because
part of the
those
underground
vibes.
gang always going to the river, the ocean. There's something about water, and I'm here for it. The ocean is powerful if we're keeping it
Yeah, true.
100. But I mean, we
I mean,
did
look,
speak
I'm here for
about
it. At the same time, I'm like, surely we should be able to swim now at this point.
facts.
Surely, like, we still not be afraid of the water so much. Like, please,
I
guys, like,
mean,
if we realize the
maybe
power of the water,
to-
let's learn to swim.
guys, also the ocean. Let's not mess with the ocean too much. I feel like we just need to leave it there. Like we like to mess around and be with the animals. No, just leave the ocean where it is. That is a dangerous
Be able to
place.
paddle. Like, god
Yo,
damn.
I don't miss the ocean. Like I feel like South African, like the waters that we have this side. I don't really mess with them because I'm like, you see the Western Cape there. There's snakes, sharks, things are happening. So I'm like, I ain't fucking with that ocean. Like I'll watch it from a distance, but I ain't stepping in
Mm,
there. Also, it's cold if we're being honest. But you're gonna take me to calm
yeah, I
waters
mean,
like
I'm
the
also
Maldives, Thailand, Bali. I don't know. Those things I can do because I'm like, at least it's
simple.
calm waters.
Okay, I mean fair, but like because I'm also never one to swim like deep in the ocean. I'll just be like, okay, I'm just here by with like hip heights. If in case it gets lit, I'm able to like get out of it. But yeah, I don't play with the ocean definitely.
No, yeah, the ocean, yeah, no, I don't mess with that. But it's beautiful to see in the background and be by the ocean and smell it and all sorts of things. I'm here for it.
True, true.
But yeah, they do their underground gang thing. But next, we just have the ladies going on a yacht. I guess the a group activity. And honestly, when they were on this little boat, for me, I was like, why is the seal on the boat? Like, I would have left personally. Like, why is there a seal on the boat? Like a whole animal.
Never mind. Why is the seal on the boat? Like, why is Jojo talking to the seal like that? I found it very weird. Like LVP does the same thing where they talk about animals as if like they're human or they sexualize animals, and I'm like, why are you doing that? I just want to kiss him and make him my boyfriend. What?
Imagine a whole
No,
seal.
it's weird.
I don't want to
LVP, she
see
used to do it every single
that.
time.
That would have been a deal breaker. I'd be like, turn the boat around. Y'all can take me back because I'm not doing this. Like that would have to be a deal breaker. For me, it was the seal. I was like, has gone too far. Because also, like, even
I
when
mean,
the
you saw how
seal
scared Amy
went,
was.
bruh, Amy fell over, and Sarisha's there talking. He's like, it's just protecting the boat. That has got nothing to do with me. I have paid to be on this boat. I am a guest. The seal
That seal has
thing,
nothing. That honestly, that seal has nothing to do with that boat. That boat will be fine without the seal.
honestly,
Honestly, it
and
will
that
be.
seal got a lot of airtime. It got a lot of airtime. I was like, it's enough of the seal now. And there was two of them at some point. I was like, this is enough. I was like,
It was
no.
co-starring. It was a lot.
Honestly.
They were friends of the show, honestly.
But they just had like an interesting conversation. First, Nonku was talking about that she has a new man, And I don't know which man she's talking about, to be honest. I've forgotten. There were two guys. One of them has a somebody. Then there's also the American guy. I think the guy with the somebody is local. If I don't know if he's local or not. I can't remember now. But
Yes,
anyway,
because he wants a polygamous marriage, I
yes.
think.
But then
Yeah.
she does tell the ladies that he has someone. It doesn't seem to like bother her at all. That is fine. But she does say he's looking for his tembu, and she seems to be fine with that too. And she grew up in Zulu culture, so I
Mm.
guess it's not out of the norm for her. So she seems to be comfortable with that. But Sarisha was
I
like,
don't know. I mean,
Nonku finds herself in sticky situations with men, and I'm just like, yeah, ain't Nonku in her choice of men sometimes. I don't know.
that's
Like,
the
I don't know.
thing. That's the thing for me. And like, okay, fine, like she's from the culture, she understands the culture, but like Jojo even says, she's like, you've never said you want to be in a polygamous marriage. Now all of a sudden you're saying you're okay with polygamy. Like, since when? Even Jojo was like, now I have to call the friendship card on you. Like, girl, come on, come on.
Right? But
It's
anyway,
just
I mean,
it's
I
giving
guess
doozy. It's giving
I
doozy.
think like one thing I think even from last season and we get to it at the end of the episode with the whole RD situation, and even last season Slee did say, because Nonku said to Slee, what did you say about my man? And Slee was like, hey man, I didn't say anything about him. I'm here to support you as a friend. That's really it. And I think if you're gonna be friends with someone like
Mm.
Nonku and her making questionable choices when it comes to men, he's gonna have to stay for the ride,
Just
support
let it slide.
for her. That's all
That's
you
tough.
can
That's a
do.
tough position to be in. That's a
Bruh,
tough position
I
to be in
think
because I feel like Wonku would not waste any time judging you or the decisions, the shaky decisions you make, you know?
true. Very, very true. Very true. On brand for her.
Yeah.
But then they also
Mm.
speak about Sarisha and Maria get into it a little bit. But basically, Sarisha's like, I know we're not friends. I know we don't like each other or whatever. But she brings up an issue that she has with Neil. And
Mm.
we've spoken about how Neil and Sarisha, I guess, have a history. And I don't know if
Frenemies.
Sarisha is offended by, I guess, Neil wanting to do her makeup, touch her up. I don't know what. Like, I was trying to. I was like, okay, what is the issues that he offend her by saying that she needs to be touched up
Mm.
or whatever? But either way, she's just like, this is the issue that I have with your friend, and I think I wish we would have gotten more of this Neil and Sarisha thing throughout the season, because I feel like it's coming too late.
Yes.
It's like we're playing catch up. Like, I'm trying to understand, like, how now we're only finding out that you guys knew each other. Why didn't we find this out on episode one when
Mm.
you saw Neil for the first time? You know what I mean?
Mm. 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 That's true. That's true. And I don't know. It was weird. I think she's offended from the fact that like she feels like he is a cloud chaser, you know, more than anything. Because like here he is, he's DMing her saying, "Oh, your makeup looks horrible, but can I do your makeup?" You know. Then he's like, "Oh, by the way, can I have your number?" You know, like it's
Mm,
like okay, on one side you're insulting me, on the other hand, then you're saying you want to be my friend, and now you're apologizing for like why you were insulting me. It's like it's
true.
weird, you know. It's giving bipolar. It's like
It
okay,
really
make up
is.
your
It's
mind. Which
like,
side are you on?
do you want to like Sarisha or do you not want to like her? Like, what is it? Do you like her or don't
What
you?
is it? But for me, the weird part was how like abrasive Maria was being. Maria was being very abrasive. She was like cutting off. She was being short. She was being cut. She was like, okay, yeah, but I was like, okay, but Maria, what are you doing? What are you doing right now? Like honestly,
Huh?
it's like you're making it so obvious that you dislike Sarisha. You're making it so
Very
obvious.
true. And even at the end of the episode where Homegirl's now wanting to fight, like, what are you doing? Like, you're always standing up and ready to fight. Like, what's happening? Why? And you're right, she's
But you're ready to fight,
extremely
but then but you're not fighting.
bruh. Yo, that thing irritated me. I was like, you keep standing up to do what? Like, what are you gonna do?
It's too much, honestly.
Yo, but anyway, we'll get there. But anyway, we know that there's an issue, and I feel like this is gonna come up next season as well, because obviously I don't think Neil's going anywhere, so we'll see him again. So I feel like this is
Yeah,
gonna come up
husband's
again
not
next.
going anywhere.
He's definitely not going anywhere. So it's gonna come up again. So
Mm.
definitely we need to park this conversation, because I think maybe hopefully next season we'll get deeper into what the issue is between Neil and Sarisha. Well, not really what deeper. I
Or
guess
probably even in the reunion.
yeah, yeah. Well, oh yeah.
Mm.
I wonder if he's gonna show up at the reunion. I hope not.
Mm.
I really hope not.
Mm.
Does he need to be at the reunion?
He's gonna be there. He was a big feature. He's gonna be there. At least
Yeah.
part two, from part two onwards.
True. Hopefully. But even I mean I've already watched part one, and even the build up for part two, like the trailer, they don't show him. So that's what's making me wonder. I was like, will he be there?
Mm. Interesting. I hope they
Anyway,
don't have a part three. I hope they just keep it to two parts.
We definitely do not need three pots. It's okay.
It's gonna be such a drag with the quads, such a
It really
drag.
will. It really will. Like the season was spicy, but not spicy enough for three pots if we're keeping it real.
Yeah, honestly.
But after the whole boat situation, then we have Joe Kumar going on some quad bikes, and I was like, "This looked fun." Like I've always wanted to do something like this, quad biking. I guess on
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the sand there, it looks like a
In the
lot of
sand
fun.
dunes. Yeah.
So yeah. Also, I just wanted to point out, even at the dinner, guys, JoJo wears a lot of black. Like I wear black. Like I'm not saying
Mhm.
it's the, but she wears a lot of black. Even like her former outfit, she wears black.
Actually, yeah, that's really coming from you, friend.
Yeah, it's really rich coming from me. But you know, the reason why I'm saying is that she's also on a TV show, so it'd be nice if she switches it up because
Mm,
now it's just looking boring. Like,
and
comes
black
into
is very hard to film. It's hard to see
yeah,
the
like
nuances and the yeah. I see what you're
on
saying.
MKR, they really forced us to wear color. My kitchen rules, they forced us to wear color, and I had to find color. I still have color in my
Mm,
wardrobe, but everybody on that cast came with black, and we all had to go back and get clothes from home so that we could wear color because they did not want us wearing black on TV. So I just feel like they could have encouraged because
damn.
I'm really noticing now she wears a lot of black, a lot.
Mm,
Like I wear black, and I'm not
mm.
saying it's wrong, but unfortunately she's on a TV show where a lot of the women wear color and it's bright. It would also be nice if she was also, she matches that energy.
I mean,
Just
that's
saying.
true. That's very true.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Joe Kumar sits, they have a little conversation about the whole Zama saga and the recording that was played in episode 11. And if we're being honest,
Mm.
Zama doesn't fit in with the three of them anyway, so
Someone doesn't fit in the show. She just doesn't.
she really doesn't. I don't know how
Like,
to
who's she
feel.
gonna be friends with?
Hmm?
Who's she gonna be friends with? Honestly, who's she
That's
gonna be
true.
friends with? That's the thing. Like, who can So I feel like she just doesn't. Maybe she just doesn't fit in for the show. Like, you have to have a villain, but a villain also has to have friends.
True. I think in this group and this dynamic, she doesn't fit in. I think she would still make great
Mm.
TV, but it's kind of like if they bring her back next season, who will she gel with? Because now that these three don't want anything to do with her because now they don't trust her. So like, who's she gonna be
Mm-hmm.
friends with next season if she
Hmm.
comes back? So you're right. Like even a villain
Yeah,
needs
I
friends.
think like
It's kind of
even a villain needs friends.
like where do we put you? So I think I just don't think she
Mm-mm.
fits in this dynamic. Maybe it was a different dynamic and it was Real House of Durban, maybe, but I think this specific group, I
Mhm.
don't think she works in it. And I honestly, if they're gonna bring in somebody else, I think it's gonna have to be on the side of Joe Kumar because already there's four on the other side.
Yeah, but also Jokuma, like they're very hard to like get along with, hey? Like even
True.
when I was watching the fights, like they're just it's so intolerable to like my goodness, I'm like, you guys, come on, like the hypocrisy, it's wild. It's so wild.
It's so wild. They really ride for each other.
So I don't
It's
know.
really annoying, but
But I
great
guess I guess Jokuma does need people on this side. They do, Chin.
facts. Facts, no printer. All three of them can come back. No issues there. All three of them can come
Mm.
back. And then they discuss the whole Sarisha and Neil situation, and they even call Neil. And already Neil, he's already like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like he's already spicy. The minute he knew the cameras were on when they called him, he was
He was
ready.
heated. He knew the cameras on. He was heated.
He knew. He knew. And already he has so much to
Oh my
say
goodness,
about
it was so bad.
Sarisha. He has so much to say about
It
Sarisha. And
is.
it's confusing. Do you like her or do you not like her? Also, what has she done for you to not like her? Like, that's
Mm.
also what I'm trying to understand. Like, what does she do?
I felt like he was saying a whole lot of nothing too as well. I felt like he was
Like,
just saying like like the reasons why he was mad or like even when like okay send us screenshots like nothing in those screenshots were incriminating. All those screenshots showed were like you were trying so desperately to be a friend and she was just like
exactly.
giving you an
It
answer
also
just to
shows,
be courteous.
and if we're being honest, that screenshot just shows two people having a conversation. Done.
Mm,
Two people just having a conversation. I don't know what Maria was trying to
that's it.
achieve when she
I don't know
painted
what
it
she
there.
was scrolling through,
It was same.
wasting
I
our
was like, what
time.
are we reading here? Because it just sounds like two people having a conversation about whatever. Like nothing exciting. And honestly, sometimes I'm
Like
like, I
what
don't
is
think
this?
we need to entertain Neil any more than we have to be honest. It's enough of him.
It's honestly enough. It really is.
Enough of him.
Like there's so many other slices storylines to explore. This whole Neil
Exactly.
thing and I don't get it.
But in the next scene, we have Amy, Sarisha, and Slee. And I was in the moment I was like wondering, I was like, oh, where's Angel? But anyway, it looks like Angel was the model, but Slee is showcasing her brand, her fashion line, and I guess
Mm,
the few pieces that are
mm.
ready. And you know what? Respect to her. Like we really could have gotten to the reunion and just been like, Sheba Sheree, like girl, where are the fashions? Like we really could have been asking, but at least she showcased something, you know?
She showcased something. Also, she changed the label. Like I'm so glad she changed the name of it. Like it's a great idea. Great idea. What is it? I don't know. I don't know what it's called now, but like it's just much better than. And I think it was FO by Slee,
Yes,
something like that.
financially
Which
overstretched.
kind of
Yeah,
makes
that was
sense.
not working.
Mm,
Financially
not at
overstretched,
all.
not at all. But there were some nice pieces there. There was this two-piece pants and a top. It was very nice. I liked it. I liked the fabric. But there were some nice pieces there. And you know, she got to wear
Not
at
bad.
least
Not
the
bad.
place. Yeah, and Angel was the model, friend supporting friend. So like we got to see it on camera. Now, when we go to your socials, we hope to see a link to the website so we can buy. Like, you need to make these things align, you know? Because
Facts, actually. Facts.
when the episode
People are
airs,
gonna
we're
want to
like
buy it right now.
something.
It's
You know
perfect
what I'm saying?
marketing. It's literally free advertising. Like literally.
Actually, let me go to her social quickly and see if she's put anything. I highly doubt
I
it, but
highly doubt. I'm so scared. I feel like it's not
um,
ready.
let's see. Let's see. She has a links here because I highly doubt it. Okay, there's nothing here.
I highly doubt it. Yeah.
We'll
Damn
move
it.
on. Well,
Damn, Slee.
whenever she's ready, she will do it.
Maybe beginning of next season. Maybe.
True. Hopefully, hopefully.
Mm.
But then they have a conversation about RD, and she finally spills the beans that she met up with him. And obviously, I think it comes as a shock to everybody. I would be shocked too. I was shocked when she met up with him. I was like, this is extremely unnecessary, but great for TV because we don't need to give this man any airtime. But
I
um,
mean, listen, like for me, I just didn't like how she like framed it. She was like, "No, guys, you know, like when he called me, I said, how dare you? How dare
I
you?"
know.
You know, I'm like,
Thank
okay,
you.
maybe there was a conversation that happened off camera. Maybe it happened off camera, you know, when she
That's
said
very
that
true.
because she did not say that.
I thank you for bringing that up because also me, the way she framed it, she was as if she was there to defend Nonku. When we watched the scene
Yeah,
itself, it really just came.
she's
It
like,
really
"Go
just
ahead, boys, spill the beans."
like exactly. She just came there to hear the tea. But she the way she framed it as if she was there to defend Nonku and whatever. But she was there to hear the. She wanted the information
To
and she
hear the
wanted
tea.
to take it back to
Yeah.
the group. That's all. That's what she
So
wanted
that's
to.
when I was like, see, like, I mean, like this is just if this is a movie you're making, just just admit it. Just admit it. Just say
Exactly.
yes. Just own up to it. Just be like, I think there were shady reasons as to why you said you broke up with him, and I wanted to find out
Mhm.
why. And I
Right.
was right. Just say that.
Now you framing as if how dare you scam a single mother? Where
Single
did she
mother.
say that? Where did she say that? And if it was
Never.
purposefully edited out, shame on them. But I highly doubt it because the energy that she had in that sit down with him is not giving what she's giving here.
Oh no, she was like spill. She was like spill the tea, boy. Spill it, all of it.
And in that, while they're talking about RD, Sarisha's like, "Oh yeah, people have even seen them go out shopping together." I was like, "Yeah, they've been out together shopping. Where are they buying stuff? Like, what are they at the? Where are they? Are they at Woolworths? Like, make it make sense." Sarisha's like, "Yeah, I saw them out in the streets." I was like, "Oh damn!" Like, so there's information. Like, it's not just.
Already,
And Sarisha already has the tea. And clearly, so maybe Sarisha has
you
a lot of
know.
things like in the vault, and we even hear at the end of this episode when they have the little fights that she also helped.
Hey, like so she was terrifying, girl.
So I was like, hey, Sarisha maybe has a lot of things in the vault, but she just waits for somebody else to start the conversation, and she adds herself and says, hey, also me, I heard 1, 2, 3, 4. That seems to be what
Exactly,
Sarisha's
exactly.
about. But the whole RD thing unfolds itself at the end when we have the last dinner in the group. But then we have Zama and what's her name, Maria, and they just have a conversation about, I guess, the whole recording and Zama and Amy,
Mm,
that whole, I guess, the issues that they have between them. And I feel like I don't think
mm.
Maria was coming in Amy's defense, but I think she was just like, hey man, her kids are also involved in this, so maybe you shouldn't have gone down this road.
And then
And
Zama's like, well,
yeah, Zama's like, well, I didn't bring
fuck
up
her
no
and her
Hussein.
kids.
I didn't bring up
Fuck her and her
Hussein.
kids. That's what she said.
Basically, she's like, I didn't name
Like,
her
they ain't my
kids,
kids, they mine.
right? And I agree with it. She's not like she said Amy's kids' names in the conversation, but the situation that you're talking about involved her children as well. So it's sensitive. It's a sensitive thing. But at the
She
end of the day,
probably
that
didn't.
woman,
You're right, she didn't.
she didn't say the
She just
kid's
said
name.
someone you take the hijack. Yeah.
That's all, and really, that's all she said. But she hits a sensitive spot. But also, she's claiming that somebody faked her hijacking. I don't know where and who and why she did that, but she needs to stand on business and just own the fact that she was starting shit. Like she know, like just own it.
Just stand on business. Stop that. Stop deflecting. Stop diverting. Stop going around the corner. Stop circumventing. Just get to the point. Get to the radius, please.
And honestly, get to the point. Get to the point. But that was a very short scene. But I think honestly, after this scene, I was like, Zamba doesn't have to come back. It's okay. Because even when we watched the last dinner, she added nothing to that dinner. So
Yeah. It's like
I
I think it's game over, girl. I think it's time to go.
yeah, I didn't even think she spoke. To be honest, at that dinner, I didn't hear a word from
Mm-mm.
her. But yeah, then we have a very short scene with Slee. I mean, I'm with Amy and Sarisha. They're just talking about their grandmothers and things like that, and opening up. And you can see that um, Sarisha and Amy are getting closer. And at least that, whatever that little foursome is with Angel, Sarisha, they must also come up with their own name. Those ones have Joe Kumar. Those ones must come up with their own name as a foursome. They need to come up with something because it looks like a
Do
strong
they?
bond. Both there.
Do they?
Yes, they do.
I don't
Just
know. I don't
to
think they need a name.
spite the other
Just
ones.
just for competition.
Yes, just to spite those other ones.
Oh
Just
gosh,
to
because I do not like Jokuma. I'm like, it's such a horrible Joko, I hate Joko, I hate Jokuma. It's like, my gosh, why?
no, it's all horrible. It was
It's the name
unnecessary.
itself, I think. It's
But
just so
you know what?
cheesy.
It's so childish.
It's so cheesy.
It's so cheesy, it's childish, but I'm here for it. The other four, just to spite them, has come up with their own little acronym there to for themselves, just to spite them. Just to spite them.
Imagine.
But
They must wear
really,
shirts at the reunion.
right? I would just to be petty, just to be petty. But really, the highlight of this episode was the last dinner between the ladies. And honestly, I don't know what I was hoping to see. Like it was just one big
Mm,
blog. It just and there was no
mm.
conclusion. I don't even know is there a resolution at the end. Like they really I just people it was chaotic. It was extremely, extremely
It just
chaotic.
ended. Yeah, it just ended. The thing is, I didn't like how the drama escalate, like where the drama escalated from Nonku, because I feel like Nonku, when she stood up and she like threw everything around, I felt like she was just throwing a hissy fit. What or was Nonku? Hey, who first stood up and threw her toys?
Yes. And then even Amy was like, hi Bo. No, but I mean it was unnecessary. But they're all dramatic, all three of them and
Yes, yeah,
Maria.
yeah, yeah. I think it killed me. What's her name? Angel killed me when she's like making fun of her. Oh,
Huh,
what
what
is
it
it
is a
good
good.
for?
No, but I mean really, what was she doing? Like why? Why were you doing all of that?
She killed
Um
me.
but I
She
guess the
killed me.
drama
Yo, she
started.
actually killed me. Yo.
Right? The drama started because the ladies are
Mm.
like, hey, what did you guys do today? And it's like, oh, Slee showcased her fashion line. And it's like, oh, we weren't invited. Really? Are you surprised that you weren't invited?
Mm.
Are you surprised? But anyway, it causes a rift and it's like, how?
Mm.
Why weren't we invited? And Slee makes a very good point. Hey, we're not friends. Considering the dynamic in the
Mhm.
group,
I don't trust you.
I don't trust you. And I feel like Nonku was shocked. He's like, you don't
Straight.
trust me. And I was like, how? Nonku, I don't think you trust Lee. So really, are you shocked to really hear her say that she doesn't trust you? Are you really shocked?
Like they were faking this. Like that's why I was so annoyed. I'm like, you guys are really faking this thing. I'm like, what? Why would you invite us? Are we not your friends? You see, this is why we don't chill with you, because we always knew. It's like, okay, yeah, you always knew. Vele and I always knew as well. So what's good? Like, you know? Ugh, it annoyed me so much. The way they were pretending as if like we don't know what you're talking about.
Right? And I was
I
just
thought we were
like,
your friends.
I was like, no. I was like, I don't know why. No, yeah, it seemed, yeah, it was very performative. And even somebody did say
Hmm.
when things started to escalate that, these girls are performers, and they really are. They really are performers.
Mm. That's it.
They
At the end of the
really
day,
are.
at the end of the day.
They really are performers. But I
Mm,
guess
mm.
we know that, and they like there is no friendship
It ends up
between.
with Spebe.
Yeah, listen, but before we get there, there is no friendship between Slee and Nonku. It's done. Like there is no
Yeah,
rebuilding.
yeah.
And even my friend Lizzie was watching season 3, and she's just like, "Yeah, Nonku just brings people in and then drops them like flies, and like that's just been
And drops
no,
them like a hot potato.
yo drops them like hot potatoes and just like bye." And then somehow the friendships end, but she
I don't
keep
know
bringing
who you
people
is.
in. Thanks. Let's not forget what she did to my Busi. Like
Yo, yo. Justice for my pussy, please. Honestly, season 5, we need just. What are we on now? Is season 4, season 5?
season 4.
Yeah, season 5. We need my pussy back, please, and we need a redemption season. Like it's enough now. It's enough.
And I think also what irritated me, even when Slee and Nonku were going back and forth, Maria likes to fugger herself. Like no one was talking to you. Maria likes to get all loud, and it's
Mm,
like this has nothing to do with you. Also, let your friends fight
maybe
their
no one's
own.
even talking to you. Honestly,
Let your friends fight your own battles. Their own battles. Like you don't have to all chime
regardless.
in. And that's what I think I don't like about Joe Kuma. Like, okay, fine. Yes, they very are much so ride or die for each other. Like, shout out to you guys. That's a strong friendship, sure. But sometimes I'm like, you don't all have to chime in if there's a
For
conversation
everything.
between two people.
Mm,
That's honestly what
not for
irritates me
everything,
this whole
honestly.
time. Maria was ready to
You know?
buck, and I was like, "Girl, you can't even fight. I mean, girl, please." Like as Amy, I mean, as Angel said, "Girl, sit your ass down. Like, really, you're not gonna do nothing. Like,
Please.
sit your
Ain't
ass
nobody
down."
scared of you.
Facts. Ain't nobody scared of
Come
of
on,
Maria if we're keeping it 100. But while
please,
that's
man.
happening, they're going back and forth. The three of them, Joe Kumar, decide to come for Sarisha. And they're like, Sarisha, you're a puppet master. You like to whisper things in people's
Manipulate.
ears. Last season, you did the same thing. And Sarisha's like, I
When
don't even
people's
know I have that much
yes.
power.
But at the same time, though, I don't think Sorisha uses her power, but she definitely has that much power. She definitely does.
True,
But I don't think she uses, you know.
true. I agree. But also, I think,
It's like Beverly Hills reunion when they had Kathy Hilton on, and Kathy Hilton was like, guys, I don't know why when they were like, oh, Kathy can like one word and like you're out of these exclusive parties. She's like, guys, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like Kathy Hilton, come on, babes. Like
yeah,
you
you
have
know
money.
who you
We
are.
know. No,
You know who you are. No,
please.
true. I agree with
We know who
that.
you
And I think
are. Yeah.
one thing that Angel did point out, especially when it comes to Maria and Sarisha's dynamic, is that I think Maria is definitely well. I think yeah, Maria definitely has an issue with Sarisha, and I think not the other way
Mm,
around. Maria has a problem
mm,
with Sarisha, and I think also she's just
mm.
projecting her own insecurities onto Sarisha.
Oh wow. Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah,
That's a
I
very
think
good
so.
point.
Because I think as much as we know Sarisha's
Mm,
grit, like we all know that, I'm sure the whole group can feel it and knows it. But I'm obviously I don't know
mm,
what it's like filming with her. I'm just going off of what we see on the show. It doesn't look like she flaunts her richness in a way that makes other people
yes.
feel less than.
Yeah, yeah. No, true,
And I
true. I think
think,
so too. So I mean, like,
yeah,
yes, I mean, she's like, okay, I am rich. I'm comfortable with my richness, but I won't like, I'm not gonna like, yeah, show it off either.
exactly. So I think, and I think that's maybe what Joe Kumar is also trying to say is that like you think you're better than other people, and it's like I don't feel like she's giving that energy from what we see on the show. But also we could be missing a lot of context, like because they seem so adamant about what they were saying. Like you whisper in people's ear, you're a puppet master. I'm like,
Mm.
damn. Like, are we missing something? Like, are we not seeing some
I mean,
things?
look, let us not inspire.
Facts. And really, if now three people are saying it, surely there's some truth to it.
Surely, ma'am.
Surely there is some truth to it. And I'd like us to explore, unless maybe the producers are protecting Sarisha. I don't know. I don't know.
I think
I like
so,
to think
definitely, because I think her husband has a lot of. I think he does have a lot of like financing, a lot to do with the reason why the show's on air. That's for sure.
probably very, very true. But she seemed to be flabbergasted
Mm.
by that conversation. So she was like, well, I didn't even know I had that much power, but sure. I mean, if you guys say so, then I guess I
Yeah,
do have
just like
all
just like Maria Georgia when they were performers, she's a performer too. Well, you know,
true,
you have power. You know.
true, true. But while that's also happening, Maria brings up the conversation between Neil and Sarisha. And really, that screenshot was a whole lot of nothing because just two people having a conversation.
Waste of screen time.
A waste of screen time because really it just sounded like a normal conversation. And Neil just sounded like he wanted to be up Sarisha's ass.
There was nothing that like she exposed there. Absolutely nothing.
Because if we're keeping it 100, if Neil and Sarisha were still friends, we would be hearing none of
Mm,
this. There would be no issue.
mm,
If he was doing her
mm.
makeup like he wanted to, we wouldn't be hearing any of this.
And actually, very true. Very true. If she reciprocated the energy that he wanted, like he probably wouldn't even be friends with Maria. Who knows? Who knows?
Facts. Facts. So again, while this dinner is happening, guys, remember Zama has not said a word. Is she even there? Is she even there?
Actually,
Do you
she's
know
just
me?
looking and watching them.
And Shay, maybe she did say something, but it was edited out. But really, not, she clearly maybe didn't say anything profound or of importance because.
Mm, mm.
And again, right?
Really?
It's also kind of like because Jokumar clearly is a very strong three, and they're defending each other, and the other four are very strong four, and they are talking for each other and defend.
Mm,
She's just
mm,
there. Like,
mm,
where do you fit in? Again, where does she fit in?
mm. Yeah, no, it's time to let it go, honestly.
So then we get to and then sorry, before that, Nonku then asks Sarisha, or she's like to the other side of the room, where do I stand with every single one of you? And Amy's like, listen, I won't come for you if you don't come for me. I really don't have an issue with you. Amy is like, hey, I don't have an issue with you either. I didn't really appreciate that Angel said she didn't have an issue with Nonku because I was like, I think you do have an issue with her. But okay.
Not you saying lies.
I really felt like it was a lie because I was like, nah, you don't. I mean, you guys had a big blowout that we didn't get to watch, but it became a thing. So you guys had a whole situation. I know
Mm,
they said we're
mm,
putting it to bed, it's done. But I mean, I guess whatever. She said, if you don't come for me, I won't come for you.
mm.
So I guess it's like we don't have any issues. But then Slee was like, hey, hold up, Nunku, I have a question for you. And she's like, listen, after what
Bro,
happened last season, wada, basically tells her that, hey, I met with RD. That's when shit hit the fan. They were like, she's like, and honestly,
that's when
she's like,
all of Nonko's healing went away.
facts. Nonku
All
said,
the work
what?
she did.
And you know what? Like, if I was Nonku, I would also be upset. Like, let's be real, guys. Like, somebody meeting up
Mm,
with an
mm,
ex is not nice, and also an ex that I guess hurt her in the way that he did. Obviously, there's two sides to every
mm,
story, but we know Nonku's side, and we will support her. So obviously, even if her
mm.
and Slee are not really friends, I guess a cast member meeting up with that person, you're trying to rehash something that clearly she doesn't want to rehash. She's trying to put that shit to bed.
I think because she knows that she kind of. I think she did embellish. I definitely believe that like there was a bit of embellishment on her side. So she was like, "Hey, man, don't expose me now."
True. And I think there's also a lot, I think
I
she's
think
also
that's
dealing
why.
with a lot of, I think she's also dealing with a lot of embarrassment and shame that she's also
Mm,
associated with
mm,
this person now. I don't know what was
but I don't
happening
know.
while
For
it
me,
was
the anger was just. It didn't come off as authentic. Even when she's like, yeah,
happening.
you don't know what I did. No, 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 no. Like it was, yeah, it wasn't giving. There was no substance in how she was arguing or how she was expressing herself. It felt fake. It really did
True.
feel like
I
she's
think,
trying to perform now. Like, oh my god, this man hurt me, and I
yeah,
wasn't
because I
buying
think
it.
even when the relationship was happening, obviously it looked like she was happy. That man bought her a car. Apparently that was a fake thing. But anyway, whatever. We watch what we watch. Whatever you show us is what we're going to believe or whatever. But While the relationship, I
Mm-hmm.
think I don't know what was going through her mind while she was in the relationship, because I think at the end of the day, the red flags for me were like he's a convicted rapist and you brought him around your children.
It was
Like,
so apparent from the
yeah,
beginning.
so I'm like, hey, I don't know what your thought process was, but I mean, I think she's also saying that she was in a different
There is no thought process
place.
with Moku. Honestly, it's just money or power or like whatever, like
Oh,
something,
exactly. And I think you can
you
tell that she
know?
also wants to be with somebody that's influential or has power. And good for her. I don't think she wants to be
Mm-hmm.
with any old or some boring man. But she definitely didn't pick the right one the first time. RD was not a great choice. So I think she's also dealing with the embarrassment and shame of having to be associated with this person and this person being associated with her. Like every time you look up her name or you think about RD, you're always gonna think about Nonku. Because really we did not know him before
Mm,
this. So I think that's
mm,
also why
mm,
she doesn't
mm.
want to rehash and talk about it, honestly. So no, so basically, Steve's like,
Oh.
"Hey man, I met up with him, but obviously, like you said earlier, when she told the other lady, she's like, "How dare you, scam a single mother?" Like she definitely was coming off as if she was there to defend Nonku, but Nonku
But she
rightfully
really
so,
was.
honestly. But honestly, Nonku rightfully so is like, "Fuck you, bitch! Like, how dare you meet up with somebody that has hurt me like this? You got me fucked up."
Mm.
And that's
All
when
the
shit hit
way.
the fan. Shit hit the fan, and obviously Jokuma, they all, Nonku throws something and it's like, oh my god, you bitch. Wada wada wada. Then they all stand up together, they all go to the bottom together. I'm just like, whoa, the three of you are so
Oh,
tiring.
performances.
I'm like, oh, that is
Yo.
despicable. Slee, how could you do something like that? Oh, they're all walking. It's just dramatic. It's just all drama, drama, drama. And you know what? It makes for
But
good
it does
TV.
take notes of how the facts of how Jojo Jojo was like she kind of like stayed to like hear the other
Yes.
side of the to hear everyone else, you know?
Yes. And I
Which
appreciated
is
that even Sarisha did say that she was shocked that Jojo did say. And listen, fine, she was trying to maybe understand, but obviously she was on Nonku's side. And listen, I think it's as much as like as a TV viewer, I'm like, yes, I'm so happy somebody brought up this whole RD thing because really we can't just brush past it because it's something that happened. On the other hand,
Mm.
I'm just like, yo, this is fucked up in so many ways because, like, hey, this man hurt her and now you're meeting up with her ex. Like, it's not if this was real, like, if this was real life in the sense that there were no cameras
Mm.
and it was happening to me, I'd honestly be like, fuck you to that friend. Like, I was like, you got me all the way fucked up. You're
Yeah,
gonna meet up with my ex.
all the way. True.
Talk about
True.
what exactly? Like,
True.
what are you guys talking about? Like, what is there to chat about? But I guess in Slee's defense, she's like, she took a lot of flack last season because maybe she wasn't as supportive
Mm.
about the relationship. So she was like, hey man, I'm also trying to, cover up my tracks, and I took a lot of flack because of this relationship.
Because I
So
went through a
maybe
lot. That's true, actually.
there's a lot of
Once you clear her
layers.
name.
Exactly. There's a lot of layers to this. But anyway, Nongo goes to the bathroom. She's crying. She's sad. And then she obviously comes back, and all three of them come back together. And, Nongo's just like, they talk about some guy that was on the phone, a Richards Bay guy. I was trying to understand, like, what does that mean? But essentially, the takeaway that I took from that back and forth after Nongo came back from the bathroom was that she was just like, actually, see, you're a witch. And maybe you're the one that brought RD into my life. Oh, excuse me. Not you calling homegirl.
Not after we went through all of this. Not after we went through all of this, please.
Not after we had a whole thing about witchcraft and calling Slee a witch. We resolved this that it's not right.
Um,
And then you call her a witch. And then you even say that maybe the two of them were working together and you brought her into her life to fuck it up, essentially.
I mean, but I love how calm Slee was about dealing with all of this. You know, she was being really, really calm.
Yeah, true. And generally, she's also very composed when she speaks. Like for me, when she speaks, I listen.
True.
Very, very composed. And that whole thing happens. And then Jiggy Jiggy, I guess there's some downtime. It looks like the
Cameras cut
cameras
somewhere.
even, yeah, cameras cut somewhere. Then you just see you see the from the outside of the tent and looking in, and then you see on the left Zama's like walking in. Jiggy Jiggy, you just hear on audio. Did you just call us Febes? they just call us Febbers. And I was like, I thought Febber was a hoe. Like, but it's also probably another word for bitch. I did not know that. But hey,
Yeah, it's a
essentially,
bitch. Yeah, Faber's a bitch.
yeah, but essentially, it looks like Maria, I don't know if it was under her breath, to their faces, was calling the other side of the room bitches. And Amy and Angel were having a back and forth about it. And then Maria was like, sorry, do you want to say something? You're looking for backup. Like, speak up. I want to hear you. Let's talk. And Angel's like, sit your ass down. You keep standing up to do nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing. And Maria's like, try me, bitch. And she's like, let's go. And then Angel's like, Asambe, 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 let's go. It's like things like these two really want to fight each other. We need to put them in a ring.
No,
We need to take
they were like, please, let's cut these cameras off. Just give us 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
exactly. And honestly, and that's anybody that watches Zeus Network shows, one thing I
Yes.
noticed about those shows is that they'll say fight, and they'll probably give them maybe 15 seconds max, and then the security comes in. Sometimes I'm like, maybe we need to do this here. Maybe we just need to give Angel and Maria 15 seconds to get it out of their system. Then security can intervene. Because maybe they just need to
The
get it out
security
their.
was coming.
Hey, maybe they just need to get it out their system. I don't know.
Wild, wild, wild.
Just let them. Because did you see how Angel was ready to clap her? Angel was there, busy
I
kicking
mean,
in heels and fussing around. I don't know what
was like, I'm
Maria
tired
was
of you
doing.
faking. I'm tired of you pretending, honestly.
And if we're being honest, Maria doesn't look like she can fight. I can whip
You
Maria's
think
ass.
so? Yeah, no, I mean, look, obviously, like, it's a fact. It's a fact. She does. There's nothing about this woman that says that I've ever been in a fight. So she
Fact.
just knows that she can prop up because there's security right there.
And they go. Amy stands up to block them, jiggy jiggy, and then Maria is like, then they pull each other, they pull them apart, and Maria's there, just I'm done, and just shaking all around. And I hated when Jojo was like, "Why would you hit her?" And I'm like, you can't start something, and then when somebody reacts, you're like, "Why did I hit her?" Talk to your friend first, who said, "Let's
Mm.
go." She said, "Oh, you think I'm not gonna do anything now?" She's like, "Let's go." She slammed her hands onto the table, said, "Let's do this." So also hold your friend accountable. Just because now Angel looks like the stronger person or the aggressive person, hold your friend accountable who's just been extremely abrasive all season, more or less. And especially at
Mm.
this dinner table.
Mm.
And again, Joe
I mean,
Kumar,
really, if we're being honest, there was nothing about this dinner that was different from the other dinners. It's just the only difference
true,
was producers had to step in, or security had to step in. You know,
true.
but otherwise, like they've been showing the same behavior. It's always been them being Joe Kuma being the antagonizers. It's always the same thing.
Very, very true. And that's why I'm like, Jojo needs to watch that footage back. But anyway, Joe Kumar has already told us that they are ride or die for each other, and the other, none of them can do wrong in their eyes. So, really, if we're being honest, Maria could have swung first, and Jojo still would have come to Angel saying, "Why did you hit her? Why would you do that? Why? Why would you do that?"
I'm just waiting for them to turn on her again.
Turn on who?
I'm waiting for Joko to turn on
Oh,
Miri again and be
Joe
like,
Kumar is
well, you
the
never
last.
were our friend anyway. We never were your friend anyway.
The demise of Joe Kumar is coming. That friendship is not gonna last.
Yeah, no, I don't see it lasting at all. At all.
Because, like on Survivor or any show like Big Brother or whatever, Big Brother US or Canada, there's always someone at the bottom, and Maria is clearly at the bottom. It's very obvious.
Facts.
And
Facts.
Noku and so, and it's three of them. Noku and Jojo are number one, and Maria is still number three. It's not even two; she's still three. Let it be clear now. She is not two because the other two are in one. She's still three. Facts, no printer. But
That's no printer.
essentially,
That's it.
enough
Yeah.
if you want to back, those two decide to fight. Wada wada wada, and that is the end of the dinner. There was no resolution. I don't even
It
know
literally
how
ended like that. Yeah.
it just ended like
It was
that. There
so
was no,
haphazard.
and I really would have appreciated maybe, I don't know, maybe if I missed this, let me actually just check now because I have the episode open. Like, it would have been nice to get a little monologue, maybe from the matriarch of the group, Sarisha, or whoever. Anyway, but Sarisha would have been a good example. at the end, a monologue
Mm,
from her in
mm,
an interview saying, I don't know as a group how we come back from this, something to give it some kind of conclusion that
just to
this
close it
is the
off.
finale. Yes, to
Yeah.
close it all, to say this is the finale. I don't know how we come back from this or what's gonna happen. Like what say I don't know what's gonna happen next season. Something to round it all out. It just
That's a
felt
good
like there was
point.
a fight. There was a fight, and there was it. Now I'm expecting to see next time on, and there was no next time on because now
Yeah,
it's reunion. Like
it's done.
it's done. Like there is no next time on. Yeah, but anyway, what are
What
your
was your
thoughts?
rating? I mean, how do we rate it? Do we rate the season? Do we rate the last two episodes?
Okay, let's rate the last two episodes, the Namibia trip, and then let's rate the season. So yeah, let's start
Yeah.
off with what did you think about these two episodes or the Namibia trip in whole in its entirety?
I think the trip was cute. It had some cute locations, some like really nice tourist destination things. It was definitely giving like, SA tourism
Mm,
ad, but it was cute. I just don't think that there was anything different about what was happening here. It's like
okay.
another fight, but another kind of fight. Like nothing was different about the kind like the fight itself. Even how the fight
Mm,
started, how it ended, like Jokuma always walking away, So I will
true,
give it like says 6.8, 6.8. Because it wasn't bad, but wasn't like amazing.
true.
Yeah.
Do
And
you
then
do you
the
think
season, I think, was a strong season.
wait, just before you say about the season, do you think maybe for this Namibia trip, do you think that maybe they needed to conclude certain issues?
They could have even ended that scene off like that, with that fight, but then it definitely just needs like a something of like, okay, this is where they are, or this is where the housewives are, or like you said, like that monologue, like just something just to
Mm,
like close it off properly so we as the viewers know, oh, okay, now it's ended.
true.
So yeah, I think there was a bit of like just making it all seem one whole unit type of thing. There was
Yeah.
that kind of struggle. Yeah. So I guess
Then in
6.8
terms
will
of the
definitely get
season,
there. In the season, strong season,
mm,
still repetitive though, but it's like strong. So I will give it let's say 7.2, 7.4.
okay,
Yeah,
okay. And what about the new additions?
yeah.
Like, because this season we had Zama, Amy, and Angel.
Hmm. Zama, we already know how we feel about Zama.
Yeah,
I think
Zama.
she came in strong. No. Okay, she came in strong, definitely. Angel, she can stay. Amy can stay, but I'm still not convinced that like she's like there's a reason why she has to stay, but she can stay.
Okay.
But if they let her go as well, like I'm not too mad. I'm not too mad at all.
Yeah, and Amy.
Amy, oh yeah, no, Amy's. Oh, sorry, did I say Angel? I meant Amy. Yeah,
Oh, and then
Angel
Angel.
can definitely stay.
Oh yeah, Angel can stay
Angel can
for
definitely
sure.
stay.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I think for the
Yeah.
Namibia trip, I thought it was a nice trip. I thought it was nice that they actually went to Namibia, keeping it local. I think
Mm,
they made the
mm,
whole experience look amazing and beautiful and all these different things. But I agree, like I think for me, when I think about the season and this trip, there's like obviously a clear divide in the group, but we can't have a season like this next season. Like I refuse to do this again.
yeah, yeah. It
Like
can't be
we
the same.
need I need there to be, I don't know, the group can't be as divided, and there was a clear
Maybe
divide.
that dynamic needs to change. Maybe it needs to change. Jojo
Yeah,
needs to leave, or a Nonku, someone. Yeah.
or they need, or in the friendship dynamic needs to change, and somebody switches over to Jokuma. I don't know, like there needs to be a breakdown somewhere
Mm,
in one of those groups to make the group
mm,
maybe integrate more. I don't know,
mm.
something.
That's a
But I
good
think
point.
for
Yeah, it can't be the same way.
yeah, episode 11 and 12, I did enjoy. I thought it was good episodes, but you're right, like very repetitive, same thing, same type of fights.
Mm,
It would have been nice to see something different, but
mm.
I think with the trip, at least there was some variety in activities and things like that. So I think for me, I'm gonna give it a
Yeah.
7. I'm gonna give it a 7
Okay.
for 11 and 12. But I think the whole season, I thought was really good. I thought they really did keep us entertained.
Mm,
I thought we were really
mm.
entertained for an entire
We've had
season.
worse seasons, definitely.
Yeah, we've had worse from this group. Well, from the House of Durban, but I think this was a very entertaining season. But like I said, like we can't have another season like this. Like something needs to change. The dynamic needs to change next season because if this group is just going to stay divided, then really it's going to become very
At some
predictable,
point.
repetitive. Yeah,
Yes,
it's
that's
going to
it.
become
That's
so.
it.
Yeah, I think even for the season, I think it was entertaining. I really did enjoy Angel being around. I think she came in really hot in the beginning. She took a step back, rightfully so.
Mm.
But I think, yeah, I warmed up to her. I think she took the. I think it was right for her to take a step back. It was necessary,
Mm.
and I
Mm.
think
Mm.
she calmed down a little bit more. And I think she turned up in the right way. Like even at the dinner table, besides the fight saying "Let's go, let's fight." Even when she was arguing, it wasn't too. She wasn't like ready to escalate shit. But she argues. I like
Too
the way she
aggressive. Not ready to run.
yeah, yeah, I like the way she argues and turns up. I'm here for it. So she can definitely come back. Amy, I also like. I think I think it took her a while to also warm up in the group and get comfortable. And I think as viewers, we also had to get comfortable with her. But I've learned to like her and I like her.
Mm.
I like what she adds. She can
Yeah.
definitely say
Same.
Zama doesn't have to come back. I
Same.
don't know. I didn't hear her speak at the final dinner. She didn't say a word. So
Yeah.
based off of
We said
that
what we
already,
said.
yeah, based off of that already, I'm like, you really don't play an integral part in the group because you didn't even speak at the final dinner. So why were you there? She could have just stayed at home.
Yeah,
So
honestly.
she doesn't honestly have to come back. But I don't know if that means that we replace her with somebody or we just keep the group as it is without Zama. I don't know.
I think a switch up is definitely needed, like in terms of the dynamics. We can't have the same group again, you know? I think if someone from the core group does have to go for sure.
Like who?
It
Name
can be
names.
Nonku, can be Jojo. Probably even Maria.
Name.
No, I don't know. Maria, I think still has more thingy. Maybe Jojo or Nonku, hey? One of the two. Because they're too closely together. They're too closely tied together. So like one of them has to leave. So they can switch it up.
Really, one of them.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I mean, if it had to be someone
Yeah,
in Joe Kumar, I'd be happy for Maria to go.
true. Rather. But I
Yeah,
still think she has a role to play. She still has she still has a story to tell.
yeah, actually. I don't know. It's
Mm,
weird. I don't know what's gonna happen next season, but that's for us not to worry about. That's why there's casting. So they may just come in hot, but give us the right ladies. But I think the additions of
that's
this
it.
season were a great choice. Well, two of the three, not all three, but two of the three.
Yeah, two of
So yeah, you guys will let us know your thoughts about, I guess, Real House of Durban as a season. Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Did you like the new additions or not? What are your thoughts? Just
Mhm.
engage with us, talk to us. We want to hear from you guys, and we're definitely
Give
going
your
to have a
predictions,
guest.
etc.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to have a guest for recapping of the reunion, both
Yes.
um, um, part one and part two. So we're going to have a guest to recap with us. But if you
Soon.
ever want to recap any show with us, slide into our DMs. We are on Instagram at Reali-Tea, the letter T underscore SA. We're also going to be reviewing the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, South Africa or Africa edition. I
Yes.
don't know. They are going to Jamaica.
Yes.
So if you want to be a part of those episodes and engage with us and be a part of the episodes and speak and tell us what your thoughts, please engage with us and talk to us and DM us and we will definitely add you. You're more than welcome to
Really
join. The
fun.
more voices, the merrier. We're here for it.
Honestly.
Honestly, join us. We like to talk. We want to talk to other people also. Thank
Thank you so much for listening. Every
you for
single
listening,
view.
guys. Yeah, we made it through a full season
You.
of Real House of Durban. I love it for us. A full
Thank you
season
so
of
much
Real
for
House.
listening, fans.
Bye, guys. See you in the next episode.